Cool. Somebody want to pull the stream up and tell me the audio is fine? Testing 1 2 1 2. Does the audio work? Is it worked?
That shit's not working. No.
For real?
Oh wait. Well, now it's just buffering.
That
Oh wait.
It's delayed, but you're kind of soft.
That shit's not working. Oh.
soft. Well, unfortunately, I can't do
Oh
anything
wait.
about that because my
Well, now it's
microphone's up as loud as it could possibly be.
buffering. Oh wait.
Oh wait.
It's delayed, but you're kind of soft.
Uh,
Oh.
New artwork.
Yep. Finally got freaking ChatGPT to work. Alright, that's good.
For some reason, I'm smaller than Caleb.
Perspective. Yeah, I can't. I don't know why the audio would be quieter than usual. Maybe I just need to speak louder.
It says, please wait for your DM to start the game session. So
You're coming through fine on.
Unlock your inner manly voice.
No, you!
I listened to the Twitch stream for a little bit and I heard myself speak and I came through booming. It was a thundering voice. I didn't like that one bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it would change from last stream. It's so weird.
The other option is just turn us down so that we're, the same volume as you.
I have everybody maxed. Let's see. How's that one?
Test.
Testing.
Stop testing!
I don't wanna.
Test these.
Okay.
No, man, KJ, you're still so quiet.
Damn it!
Hold on. How did that come through?
I just gotta yell the entire session. Alright, let's do this.
Leroy!
Fuck, bro. Yeah, I don't know why this wouldn't be.
Here you go, guys. There you go.
Alright.
Time for murder, yes. Well, I missed the murder last session. You guys finished the combat without me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost murdered.
Mm-hmm.
There would be murdered.
No, that wouldn't be it. It has to be this one. Fuck. Here, maybe if I switch microphone things. How's that? Test 1 2.
Test 3 4.
I'm guessing
That did sound good. A little bit better, yeah.
it did. Okay. All right. How about now?
That didn't sound good. Over that, yeah. Yeah.
I was getting some feedback there.
Alright. Well, I literally just swapped back and forth between two different audio outputs and it seemed or inputs and it may have fixed it. So we'll go with that, I guess. Alright. Session started on the maps. Session started on the stream.
On the stream?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go open it up.
No, you can just open up maps, bro. But yes, last time you all came across this destroyed chapel, and you came across a particular creature who described itself as a guardian of the pact, and you were able to learn what exactly that pact may or may not entail. A pact between sacred beast and divine dragon. Erebus was also gifted a singular plume, a very powerful magical item.
Oh, yeah.
Time use. As Erebus, as your hand sort of brushes across that plume, you would get a sort of you would get a vision also, similar to the visions where that everybody has been experiencing since the beginning. This vision, however, does not have you in it. Rather, it bears or shows similar creature to what you had just seen. The large raven black wolf slash raven creature. And you see them bowing before a extreme like sky filling dragon. Their scales sort of prismatic, running the full gamut of draconic color. You can't make out any sort of words or anything. You just get that momentary flash of the Ravengar rather, bowing before. You can assume Barbax, and that is it.
Wait. So in my vision, I can see the temple. We cannot kind of discern the location of where that is from us. Or didn't the it kind of pointed us in the direction, right?
Yeah. It gestured into the caldera basically.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna share my vision with everybody. Tell them what I just saw. And tell them the name of the creature was a Ravengar. And then, is it gonna lead us? Is it still around?
No, he had vanished into fog.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's when you got the feather.
Oh, that's right. It flew away. That's right. Okay. Well, Is there anything else of notice besides? We already kind of did an inspection into the chapel, right?
Yeah, you notice the
The only things we
the
found
missing
were the
idol. Yeah.
missing idol and the candles.
Yep.
All right. Well, you guys ready to find these lost temples?
No, it's a puzzle. We must solve it.
Y'all gonna
Is
head
that what-
back down to the wastes then?
Uh,
I will lead.
I forget. Did the robot deactivate after that whole thing?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
transferred a blessing into Erebus' staff, and that was the last of his power.
Okay.
Yeah, a useless blessing for me.
I mean, you could give your staff to Guard, and Guard could smack things with it.
Heck yeah.
I think I'll hold on to it for now.
Don't want to break it with a extreme prejudice.
No. Also, I use it as a walking stick.
There are replacements for that.
Not like this one.
You mean the one with the blessing for hitting things? So I assume we go back down to the wastes and head back towards the Caldera.
All right. Back
Whoa.
in the wastes.
Oh, I'm still on top of the.
Yep. So who would like to lead the path back to, or continuing on the road towards Vase Threads? I assume Guard, since he's the one that knows where it's at.
I'm okay with that.
Nix will take the rear.
Guard, is that what you are doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Get my dice situated. All right. You all travel for a little while longer, continuing down the path that you've been following. Just as you crest the final ridge, where you can see the entirety of the caldera laid bare before you, the winds kind of die. Below, nestled in a charred basin of blackened earth and molten rock, lies what remains of Vase Threads, now warped and withered beyond recognition. The land around it smolders faintly as if the soil itself remembers fire. Twisting serpent-shaped archways, once carved from ivory stone and coiled with vine, have collapsed into ash-laced rubble. The homes, rounded and layered like ancient shells, bear the scars of something unnatural. Not just fire, but a consuming force that that ate not only the buildings but the memory of what they were. Scorched roots creep out from the edges of the structures like veins, cracked and turned to obsidian. In the dead center of town, there is a singular great serpent totem, cracked down the spine, watching from its perch in the village center, the mouth agape in a silent scream, its eyes hollow sockets of melted gold. A terrible stillness hangs in the air here, as though the village were waiting for someone or something, or perhaps trying to forget. Charred prayer strands dangle in the wind, blackened braids of ash-threaded knots tied to wooden poles. Some snap as you pass, drifting like burnt feathers into the scorched earth. The villagers are gone, no bodies remain. There is only signs that this was once a thriving village. At the heart of all of it, beneath a, let's see, yeah, at the heart, near the serpentine statue, or totem, um, there is something that glows faintly, like an ember caught between rebirth and extinction. As you arrive, the air here is sort of stale with the sense of like burnt incense, scorched earth, um, and you feel like you can hear whispers of the lost rather than the wind itself. Um, yeah, you all have arrived in base threads.
Now, if I recall correctly, Guard came to this or came close to this village last time when it was dilapidated, right? It was never
Yeah, it's
inhabited when he showed up.
yeah, it was like this. It was almost exactly like this the last time that you were here.
Is there anything from then that looks different to now?
KJ, I'll be right back. My food's here.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a history check just to see how well you can remember what the village looked like.
Can I help?
This wouldn't be relevant to you, so no.
It might be.
Ooh, history check. Go. Sad to say, it only got up to a 5.
All right. The only thing that strikes your memory as being different is the fact that the eyes are look like they are bleeding the molten gold. That's the only change that you can recall.
Oh, the snake statue?
Yes.
Yeah. Guard will point out. Not much different here, and except for that, he points at the statue. That being the eyes.
We've seen this before, I believe, right?
What? The bleeding, the molten statues, or
Mhm.
the bleeding eyes? Yeah, all the statues in Hollow Rest were like that.
But in particular, the ones under Hollow Rest too, right?
Yes.
In the whatever that place was called, Basilium.
The ossuary,
Yeah, that one.
the severed basilica.
Yeah, my mind went to a biology word. Nyx is standing at the back of the group, so everyone else is free to lead.
Our mounts.
Snake.
Where art thou?
You're riding on them.
No way.
Yes.
Okay. Now we're in the village. What were we gonna do in the village? What were we gonna do? I think this was a waypoint before going to the temple?
Yeah. So this is like the rest stop before for people getting ready to go into the Emberline Caldera, and for people exiting the Emberline Caldera, kind of just like a place to rest and recuperate or prepare yourself for the dangers ahead.
Base of
I'm back.
operations for our searches, probably.
Welcome back.
How far is it
Really
from the
quick.
caldera?
It's not too far from here. It's probably only about like a 20-minute walk or so. You can definitely smell the scent of sulfur in the air as well, and the temperature has risen significantly as well.
I haven't been to the Ember Fault, right? I haven't been inside it directly, or have I?
There's a series of ember falls, magma falls, lava falls. Um, So you're not entirely sure like which ones they may be, but there are a couple of like standout ones to you that, and yes, you have not actually gone to them.
Okay. With the caravans I was traveling with, you know what? Let's just do a history check. From my travels, did Guard ever hear of anything that what to expect going inside them?
Um, you would have heard tale of salamanders that like to burrow out caves behind them. Nothing else though.
And do these beasts that we're riding in particular do well in the fault lines or no?
Yeah, they're specifically bred for this type of environment.
Yeah. We're all set.
I like bread.
Lizard bread might taste terrible. That said. Alright. This is a stop before we enter our destination. Relatively safe, so don't have to worry about anything before entering. Anything that anything that would want to deal with us is just going to stay in there. It's this environment, so
Are there any shops in this area, or is it pretty dead?
There is not a single source of like living civilization here.
Okay.
It's just the broken, hollowed out remnant of a once thriving town.
Guardville.
You would think that as a waypoint, there'd be someone living here. In any case, yeah. I'm just guarding the back, so.
I'd look around, just kind of trying to understand, and it's like, Guard, when was the last time you were here?
Last time I was here, it was on the way to Hollow's Rest. That was a couple months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Confirming with the Yep.
Was there people here then?
No. That is a doornail.
Can I recall anything historical about this place using my ancient history skill?
Yeah, go ahead.
15.
15. All right. In particular, as you sort of probe deep into the ancient depths of your old knowledge, you actually do remember Vay's threads coming up as a Dustborn village, actually. That was meant to be a refuge for Dustborn that had fled the Shattered Pantheon and were ostracized from Hollow Rest by the, at the time, the overwhelming presence of the Creed Forged there. But from what you're able to recall, there was some sort of catastrophic explosion that scorched the village, and it was basically kind of abandoned.
Would this catastrophic explosion have been like a natural one, or?
There wasn't. You weren't able to. You wouldn't. You. There was no like defining reason for it in what you've read.
Okay. Nyx will recite that in story.
An explosion. I'm not surprised.
And actually, now that you're here, guard.
Yes.
Since your awakening, you've kind of felt this sort of like innate resonance with the roots buried deep beneath the earth, and what you feel from the roots within this village. Some of them have actually been straight up turned into glass.
Huh. Deep in the earth, there's glass. How do I know this? I kind of feel it. He gestures at the roots on his arm. What should be wood is now this. Glassy substance. I'm assuming it might have something. He pauses for a moment and shakes his head.
You also sort of feel this burning pressure under your skin.
Ooh. Am I still a little tipsy from the inn? Huh. He shakes his head at that as well. Anyways, if you want to explore, be at ease, you could do so. What's the time of day?
You left the chapel in the kind of like mid morning, so it's a little past noon at this point.
And then how far away from our destination from here?
Not too far, about like a 20-minute or so walk.
We're also not far from where we want to be. A couple stone throws away. So, if you want to rest, I'd do so now. Or if you want to hurry into the sulfuric area, I can take you guys there. We can get it over with.
It might be wise to set up a base of operations here.
Yeah, I agree.
I assume that most of the buildings are pretty dilapidated, but is there any that look like they could do well to provide shelter?
Yeah, there is a couple. Most of the roofs aren't fully intact on all of these buildings, but there is a couple kind of right near the edge of the village where you can tell that like the travelers coming from the north, they would have sort of remodeled it a bit to act as a functioning shelter, big enough to house probably like 10 to 15 individuals. Just like simple canvas draped over the where the roof used to be.
Nyx will have her snake go scout it out.
Can you see through your snake?
No,
But
it
you
can
can
talk to me.
communicate with it, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and I'll have him roll a stealth check as he rolls up in there.
You want me to roll that?
Yeah.
Where is Primeval Companion? Here it is. It gets no skills, so it'd just be Dex. Right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a 9.
A 9. All right.
The sneakiest snake.
It approaches the building and sort of slips its way inside. How long are you gonna have it in there before returning?
I mean, it's a small building. I would expect no more than 5 minutes.
Okay. Um. Everybody else waiting around for the snake to return as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um. Guard, as you remain still for X amount of time, um, you hear your Iota mutter something to you. Um, Flames devour the root, but from ash the seed. And then you feel it sort of um, like trying to lead you somewhere.
Right now?
Yes.
The guy responds with yes right now.
See. And he looks around a little bit. And then walks in the direction the iota points to.
Are you gonna call him out to lead you?
Yeah.
Okay. uh, how far away would you guys be from the shelters that were at the edge of town?
Next would be right next to it, or right next to the
okay.
entrance.
All right. Oh, let's see. So actually, there would have been you also passing by the statue in the center of the town, Nyx. You would have actually felt a draw to that as well. As Guard follows after Torvin. Torvin leads kind of off the beaten path, sort of in between the abandoned alleyways between the houses here, until you get to a small clearing in the town that looks like it may have at one point been a park of some sort. Given the sort of just like completely dried out, decayed and burned trees here that you can see. In the center of this park, though, there is a singular mound of ash that is piled up. And Torvin seems to be leading you towards that.
A singular mound. Okay. He walks up to the mound and peers at it from the top.
As you approach it, you begin to feel this kind of thrumming beneath your feet. Torvin's green begins to pulse, as do the bit of bark that has overgrown on your skin.
It's in here?
It sort of circles it and then returns towards you.
Like Navi. He's gonna reach his hand into the dirt without looking, just plunge it in there.
All right, your hand does sink into it. In fact, the ash sort of crumples, and you eventually feel a similar bark-like surface. Your arm is about halfway into it.
Is it? And can he grip onto it and just pull it out, or is it something that he can't get a good grip on?
Would you like to try and pull it out?
He would.
I thought you were saying more. It sounded like you had more to say at the end of that sentence.
Did it? No,
Yeah.
I didn't think it sounded like that. No way.
All right. So placing your hand into this pile of ash, and kind of finding this bark, you kind of fill it up a little bit until you find something that you can grab like a solid purchase on, and you start to pull, and pull and pull. It does not seem to be budging.
All right. With his hand on it, he uses his other arm and hand to start swiping away the ash till he can see clearly what he's holding on to, because he doesn't know what he is. He just knows it feels woody.
Are you starting from the top, or are you going from the middle? Where you had reached?
Where I had reached, so the middle.
Okay. That makes it a bit more difficult as the ash keeps collapsing in on itself as you try to dig. So we will hop. It will actually take longer than the 5 minutes, so we'll pop back over to everybody else. Nix, your asp returns. It conveys that there doesn't appear to be anything within.
Okay. You didn't want to have me roll perception checks for it or anything?
No, there's nothing in there.
Yeah. Does Nix notice guard walk off?
Yes.
Okay. She'll have told Erebus to, or one of the two, to go follow him.
Alright, start walking.
Caleb's going with him. Got it.
Okay. Caleb,
Don't let him stray too far.
you also go through the alleyways to this old park, and you find guard in the midst of trying to unbury something.
He hasn't learned his lesson. He's still digging from the middle.
I go over to him. I'm like, "What you doing?"
I'm digging dirt. Can't you tell?
I can see that. I'm just wondering, what is your purpose for digging this hole right here?
As more ash collapses on the hole that he's digging.
Treasure. At least for me.
Treasure. And I'm going to
Orvian.
just be very questionable.
Pointed it out for me. It feels a little woody. And I can't pull it out, so I have to see what's in there. But this dirt keeps collapsing in my face.
Do I kind of see what he's digging for, or do I understand what he's trying to do and seeing the problem?
Yeah, you see he's trying to unbury something while loose ash continues to fall and fill up the holes. You think that maybe if he goes from the top, it won't collapse in on itself.
I would, in a very teacher-esque way, just say, "Hey, what would you do if you instead of going that way, but tried digging over at the top, over here?" And I'd point.
Over there? But
Yep.
I might lose it.
I'm,
Alright.
it might help with your the collapsing issue.
You mean the dirt won't fall on me anymore?
Possibly.
So he reaches up to the top of the dirt mound. And he grabs a handful and he starts pushing it to the side.
Whoa, it doesn't fall.
Seeing this happen, after 3 handfuls, he just starts digging that way.
All right. You continue to unbury what lies beneath, and eventually you begin to make out the top of a tree. Actually, the point of it. It seems to actually be in bloom beneath this soot as well. Not really in bloom, but it seems to be growing. There's no flowers to bloom.
This ain't treasure. This is a tree!
Going to keep unburying?
Yeah.
All right. After a decent amount of time spent trying to unbury it, you eventually uncover a slightly charged sapling. And as it is fully uncovered, you can see that what you thought was a tree in bloom, it seems to be one sort of just on the cusp of it. It seems like it's hanging on for dear life, basically.
It's not doing good?
No. As I mentioned, there are parts of it that are charred.
Uh-oh. Are there any plant experts? This doesn't look too good.
I don't know anything.
Caleb, you can go and give me a nature check.
What about Can't you ask Torva?
Nature? Oh, hell yeah, I got +7. 18!
As Guard asks if there's anybody that can tend to it, you kind of think back on some of just the random miscellaneous things that you would read, in particular, so, a book on dendrology. You gather if you were to excise the bits of charred wood from the tree, that may aid in its growth. It also would probably need some water, as it is currently in a very barren location.
Well, I would pass this information along and take one of my daggers and kind of slowly and carefully try and pull away that dead stuff. And I'm like, maybe this will help, and possibly just need a little bit of water and some love, and it might start working again.
Well, you're gonna try to cut it away yourself?
Yep.
All right. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Oh, fuck, I was hoping it was still nature. That's a 9.
9. You can't really seem to get your dagger in there well enough to properly cut it away.
Well, Guard, maybe if you try this and just be very gentle and careful, you might be able to do better. But, you know, this isn't working as well as I was hoping it would.
Gentle? Careful? Me?
You know, there's always, you just gotta believe.
He will give it a shot.
Oh, hang on one moment. Oh, man. Somebody please remove my nose. It doesn't work. I gotta go get a tissue real quick.
Voldemort looking,
Cigar, you're gonna try and tend it?
Yep. He has the knife. And you rolled a 15.
Okay. As you do, Torvin again speaks up. Easy now. Even the mightiest oak was once a breath in the soil. And as you begin to slowly pry the blade into the bark, you manage to chip in just right so that you can slide it in without damaging the interior of the tree and pry the bark away. It is the burnt section. It does seem to have gotten a bit past the bark and into the wood as well. And so you also slide your knife into that very carefully, not or trying not to take out more than necessary to remove just the burnt section. And as you do, Torvin, again glowing in his green color, your hands also begin to glow green.
What does it mean? Does the sapling react to the glowing?
Not currently, no.
Okay. Now we just need to give it a bit of water. And it should be good. You have some water in the water skin, right? Yeah. Yeah. How much would we need for this?
With your knowledge, Caleb, the more the better.
Yeah.
Only have a water skin. We can't really get like. In the back of my head, I was thinking about nixing their druidist ways, but it hasn't occurred to guard. He will get up and look at his water skin and go, "Well, I could give mine," but he pours what contents of water skin to the plant.
The dumping the full thing.
Yeah, it's empty.
All right. As you do so, it soaks into the soil beneath uh, the roots, and you begin to again feel that sort of resonance with the earth, and the glowing in your hands also grows a bit more intensely as the tree also begins to glow. And with that, everybody in the village, there is a sudden sort of like burst of calm wind that sort of cascades through it and sort of billows through the hollowed skeletal remnants of the town itself, kind of creating this bit of eerie moaning creaking of wood, um, and kind of tussling everybody's hair and gear about for the briefest of moments before the rise in the temperature seems to regulate itself against you all, and you kind of feel a little bit of parchiness that was beginning to build in the back of your throat separate as uh, Guard performs some godsworn like activity and bestows a temporary blessing upon all of you that allows you to ignore the hostile environment of the Emberline Caldera.
Nice.
Whoa. Whoa. That felt good.
Yes, you all feel refreshed at the moment.
Huh. This was here the whole time. I definitely didn't see it. He puts away his water skin. He looks to Caleb. Thank you. I don't think I would have ever figured that out.
We're a team. Happy to help, man.
But I'm out of water now, and I gotta figure out what to do.
There's a well that you can draw from in the town.
Yeah, he walks over there.
All right. While Caleb and Guard are doing all this, what are Erebus and Nyx up to?
Want to go check out inside the building?
All right.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Okay. You head inside after getting the all clear from Nyx and her snake. Is really, really devoid of sort of anything in here, honestly. There's like a bench or two, and there is a location that looks like it probably serves as like the central fire pit for the people that do camp out in here. But other than that, there's really nothing of note in here.
Well, alright then. Like, should I even do a perception check right there? It's just barren.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Gotta switch over. Um. 9.
You managed to spot like 5 silver and loose coin that has been lost from travelers.
Yeah, I'm picking it up. Nah, I don't care. Okay. Well then, I guess I'll come back outside, and I'll tell Nyx that there wasn't anything in there worth noting.
Well, Snake has already told me that.
That's all right. I guess I'll go over to the well where Guard is and see if there's
So
anything.
you can also
of
follow
note.
Nyx to the statue.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
All right. That's where you're headed then?
Yeah, Nyx will motion for
I'll
Erebus to
go.
follow, so he has a reason to.
Okay.
I'll go up to it and kind of examine the eyes, since I remember Guard saying something about them.
Give me a moment to fully describe it for you all. So as I mentioned, it is a very large snake-like totem that is in the center of the town. And as you actually approach it, you realize that it is actually built atop a, not necessarily like a bunker, but it is a building that is sort of built like partially above ground and then sunken down. And there is a singular circular doorway that leads inwards.
Burrow.
Yes.
Nyx will inspect the doorway.
All right.
I assume it doesn't open.
Roll a perception check.
So that like snake sculpture, is that similar to what I saw?
In the way that it's snake shaped. I will say, the fact that the spinal column was split of this statue, that is reminiscent of the strange specter that you had seen in the night.
Okay, so I will pull out my secondary book, and I will.
You're currently with Guard.
I thought I was also like, isn't it near the middle of the town, or is he Guard with somewhere else?
No, Guard went to the well, and you followed after him. The well is not in the center of town.
Gotcha.
Nyx, what was your perception check?
Would it be perception or investigation? I guess I'll just roll.
Are you well? Are you just trying to generally check it out, or would you like to like touch it and check it out?
Let's do both.
Okay.
15 for perception, 12 for investigation.
All right. Your perception check as you kind of size it up upon walking near it. You don't really notice too much, just the fact that the bit of building that lies above ground is entirely like blackened and scorched, as well as the roots of the plants that have kind of overgrown this as well. It's all like sort of kind of like a decayed underbrush almost, like the way that like dead thorn bush looks when it's like on like one of like a cement portion of a freeway or something like that. As you get in closer and start to kind of fill around a bit, you do find kind of on the leftmost portion of the door where it begins to sink into the ground. There is an etching on blackened stone, partially obscured by soot and cracked root that you can feel.
Okay. Can we brush it away to see what it is, or is it too blackened for that?
You can get rid of the root. The soot is another matter entirely, though. You'll need some sort of like water or something to wash it away because it's soot, and so it does. So it just smears more.
We have a water skin with water in it. That's fine.
Are you doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a like elementalism or shape water type cantrip or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
But I can squeeze the water skin to spray it on there, and then use my hand to smear it around.
All right. Go ahead and give me just a sleight of hand check to see how well you can uncover the soot. I'm speaking from an expert position here. I know how hard soot is to manage.
We're gonna roll a 15.
15 sleight of hand? Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it takes a little bit of doing, and you do have to kind of run the water over a couple of the same parts multiple times. But eventually, you do uncover what looks to be a hymn of sorts. 4 lines in total. And it is readable to you. It is in the language of your people, but not the super archaic one that you are not able to read. It reads, when coil uncoils and the flesh forgets, let ash be guide where memory sets. Beneath the moult, a name once known, we shed the self to walk alone. The serpent sleeps its silence long, yet each rebirth still sings its song. So twist the path, O sacred thread, that we may rise where gods have bled.
You'll read that out loud.
And I'll post that in the channel. Let's see. As you read it, you are granted a vision. You see someone placing the sacred moult in a reliquary within this temple. And then it sort of briefly flashes, and you see Kalesh in the present taking it. His eyes seemed hollow, shoulders trembling, and he whispers, "If I burn the coil, maybe you won't have to shed again." and then the vision ends with fire engulfing the shrine.
Fetch the others, she'll tell her snake.
All right. Guard and Calum, as you are drawing from the well, you are approached by the large snake companion of Nyx.
Did it like sneak up on us, or did I know? Did I hear it coming, or like what was?
It wasn't trying to sneak up on you guys, so you would have heard it coming.
I would have heard it coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to double check I'm not getting a heart attack at the ripe age of like what 15.
And additionally, Nyx, Zirin, as the vision fades, you hear Zirin in your mind. He walks the quail backward, child, and though he means to free you, he forgets. Freedom is just another binding if it has no memory.
Words I already know, she responds. I assume the door doesn't open very easily.
Do you check it out after all that?
Yes.
The door is open.
I looked at Erebus and now we wait.
I look at the snakey. Is Timmy trapped down the well?
You guys can't understand the snakes, so it's
I'd look at guard and understand. I'd look at guard and then I'd be like, I think that is Nyx's snake, and I think if it came looking and is directly at us, I'm assuming it wants us to follow it.
Once it has your attention, it heads back to Nyx.
Yep, and I'm like, let's go.
Wait, I'll fill it with water. Okay, water's filled. Let's go.
All right. You all reconverge on the shrine.
Is it on fire?
It is not.
It was at some point.
What are we looking at here?
An old place. Nyx will light a torch and start heading in. Because I assume that it's dark on the inside.
It is, yes. Alright, let's see. Everybody headed in as well?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We gaming.
As you approach, or rather enter, you find it is a rather humble shrine. Let's see, silken ribbons seem to flutter as wind manages to touch this place for the first time in who knows how long. There are stone cairns and thorned branches sort of laying out here ceremonially as well. There is an arrangement of smooth river stones, cracked clay idols, and a woven lattice of faded threads tied between crooked stakes. Tattered cloth tattered cloth prayers hangs like spider webs catching the wind. In the center rests a bowl of ash and bone, faintly glowing with emberlight. As the light from outside catches it, it sort of seems to reflect from the singular bowl, giving the shrine an otherworldly glow. And yeah, that's what's in here. Relatively small thing, only probably like I'd say 15 by 15, 20 by 20, and it is built like a dome, basically.
An earthen dome. Would Nyx recognize the, I guess, offerings, ritual offerings?
The cloth with prayers on them. Yes, you would recognize that.
Okay. What about the bowl?
Similar practice. The bowl itself also, yeah, it is reminiscent of certain rites that transpire within your city as well.
And the contents of the bowl?
As you approach it, it appears to be empty.
Shouldn't be too hard to find some ash and bone. I assume that the ritual is to put ash and bone in the bowl?
Yes.
She'll ask if anyone has ash and bone for the bowl, because she doesn't.
I doubt I
I
would.
think we could like scrape the ash off of our clothes and skin.
Yeah, for sure.
Erebus will take his hand and kind of cup it, like run it down his robes, collecting ash, and then kind of just clapping his hands over the bowl to sprinkle it all off.
Well, we'll certainly need more than that. Is there ash on the ground?
Well, there's some ash.
Yeah.
Okay, if there's ash on the ground, Nyx will just cup some of that and put it in the bowl.
Okay.
Is there a
I
sconce
will
somewhere
look at
for the
Nick's
torch?
defeated.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Okay, she'll place the torch in the sconce for the time being. No bones on the ground anywhere in the shrine?
You can go ahead and give me a perception check.
Here we go. 15.
15. All right. You do manage to find a couple of small bones of probably rodents that died within here, sort of scattered about.
Would those be appropriate for the ritual?
Almost any bone would work. With the size of these, you probably would need to gather at least a handful, though.
Is there a handful to gather?
Yes.
Okay, then Nyx will go and gather the bones from the different areas of the shrine and put them in the bowl.
All right. The ash and the bone is laid bare within the bowl. What are you doing now?
Is there any other part to the right that Nyx would remember?
Yeah, there is some not any sort of like specific prayer that you need to follow. This is more just like a general sort of like ceremonial prayer. So you can offer up whatever sort of thing you would like to pray for at the moment.
a little confused. So it's offer up something for prayer or prayer for something?
Just offering the words of the prayer, basically.
Okay. Instead, she'll repeat the hymn that's on the door.
You're offering that as your prayer?
Let me read it again. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to need a religion check from you.
I'm not trained in that. I got a 15 anyway, though.
Nice. As you recite the hymn that you had read, the glow sort of takes on a bit more prominence within here, as it seems to kind of briefly condense inside the bowl upon the offerings within. And there is the slight rattling of stone that you can make out directly ahead.
She'll inspect where the rattling is.
You find a small alcove where stone seems to have shifted down back below the earth, upon which a reliquary rests. Probably like I'd say like 12 by 15, and then there are 4 serpents on each of the corners of the square box that are sort of like est up basically, and seems like in the midst of striking at the moment.
Next, we'll put her hand on the box.
You don't get a vision this time, but you hear again Siren in your mind speaking very softly this time. You were always leaving pieces of yourself behind. This time bring it with you.
Is the box heavy?
Would you like to pick it up?
Yes.
Not incredibly heavy. I'd say probably like 15-ish pounds.
Okay. Well, she'll pull it out of the alcove. 15 pounds is kind of large for traveling with. And open the box. What's in the box?
It's the severed head of your loved ones. No.
Yay!
Within, there are a couple of things actually. There is a cloak, a tattered ceremonial shawl that you recognize as religious garb worn by rite keepers in the Shattered Pantheon, woven out of ashen thread and burnt linen.
Smells like victory. Okay, she'll remove that.
As you do so, there's a bit of weight into it.
Yeah. It's heavy. You will put the cloak on, and if there's something else in the box,
as you unravel it, there are 2 things that clatter to the ground.
Yay!
There is a small fossilized serpent shell that is wrapped, or not wrapped, kind of, I don't know what you would use for that. It's like it's hanging off of a simple leather cord. And there is also a singular fang that is probably about, I'd say 6 to 7 inches in length. The fang itself is crafted out of obsidian and gold, warm to the touch, and flecked with scales that shift colors as the light catches them.
The fang?
Yes.
Okay. She'll pick both of those up. And if there's nothing else in the box, she'll return it to the alcove.
As you grasp the fang, the air around you begins to hum softly, and you feel Siren coil silently around your wrist. And then this is where I will let you, as the player, know. This is an item known as the Molten Fang. Do not discard it.
Bring it away. Right, meow.
Guard eats it, of course.
Similar to guard's branch.
Careful, guard. It's going to be spicy.
Why is it spicy?
No clues on where the sacred shed went, huh?
No.
Okay.
I mean, aside from the vision that you saw of Kalesh being here with it.
Disappointing, but not entirely so. Says Nyx aloud.
Would we have passed the that one sculpture in the middle again? And would I have made that reference connection to what I saw previously?
We're inside it.
Yeah,
we're actually inside it.
Yeah, it's a temple built underneath it, basically.
Yeah, there was like a burrow.
Yeah, it's like a snake burrow, basically.
Gotcha. I missed that. Okay, so I would definitely bring up to Nyx like what I saw the one night and show him in my book like what I saw the sketch of and everything too to see if it helps with whatever he's looking for.
Nyx's woman.
She.
Those visions weren't yours to see. That's what she'll say. But given the information doesn't really help her that much, I don't think. I'm trying to remember the full story.
I would say I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like get any visions. I was just trying to make sure you got to sleep and make sure we were okay.
Hold on, I actually had something. I had something written down specifically for this conversation.
What?
Because yeah, I'd go in depth of what I was seeing, and then exactly as much detail as I could like bring out, I would, and then kind of keep referencing the drawing I made as we were slowly going through our journey.
Nyx says, "We do not remember those lives for a reason. That shedding was part of forgetting."
interesting.
And with that, she'll leave the torch burning in the chamber, but also just kind of like start heading back out from the shrine.
Everybody following?
And I have to remove a
Follow.
torch. Goodbye, Mr. Torch.
Torch is left in there? Okay. Real quick scan around of the shrine.
Make a perception check.
Perception. Let's go. 18.
18. There isn't really much that catches your eye in here.
Is it comfy in here?
If you like the scent of decaying air, yeah.
Is it cooler than outside?
I mean, ever since you tended to that tree, you haven't really felt any sort of exceptional warmth.
And it is dark and spooky, right?
I mean, there's a torch, so not really.
Is it spooky?
I mean, it's an abandoned shrine, if you consider that spooky.
You hear the
There
hissing.
isn't really anything that stands out as, in particular, as being spookworthy.
You hear the hissing of snakes as as Nyx's companion leaves. Ah, spooky.
Not prepared for that. Well, it is dusty in here and decrepit. And so, guard will go, alright. This was an interesting find. He leaves.
Alright. Calum, as you exit, out the corner of your eye, there is something that catches your eye. Sort of inked onto the rim of the half buried temple.
I'd walk over to it.
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Okie dokie. Let me pull it back up. Where the fuck did it go? Arcana. You gotta be shitting me.
Why do you suck?
I rolled a 12. I rolled a 3, but I got a +9, so 12.
So as you kind of take stock of this, and then you begin to sort of piece things together, examining the blast patterns of the fire that seems to have scorched this shrine, you are able to identify controlled magical script runes used as containment glyphs, specifically the kind designed by archival magi in Lorathis that has been engraved around this particular shrine.
Oh. I would.
And in particular, you know that these are generally meant to keep things sealed.
I'd say, hold up, everybody, come back here. And looking, I'd want to investigate and kind of look around. Like, I understand if it's wanting to keep something sealed and locked away. Like, how big of a cage is it? Like, magically speaking? And is there like an entrance to it? Because I understand kind of how it might be configured if I understand the origin of this particular school of magic, right?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an investigation check as you begin to delve deeper into it.
What is up with my rolls tonight? 12.
A 12? All right. So you're not able to quite figure out just the expanse of the size of the cage that this was meant to craft. But it does seem to be inked around the entire rim of this buried shrine, basically.
Ink, you say?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Can I
Guard comes back, by the way.
start like dissecting it to the point where would the glyphs give me any hints to what is actually sealed, or at least some sort of information I can get from it?
From what you gleaned of your Arcana and your investigation checks so far, it seems that these have failed. They are no longer active. They are inert, no longer maintaining the purpose that they once had.
I would bring up to
So whatever
everybody
they
that
were sealing is no longer sealed.
I would bring up this information to everybody that stayed, like saying, "Hey, something used to be sealed here magically by the magi of this origin."
Like this was like a prison? Is that kind of vibe you're getting?
That is kind of the vibe I'm getting right now.
Hmm.
Larathis is the capital city, by the way, of the Free Cities.
Okay.
So that when you say this type of mage, that can only lead you to assume that this may be the work of a grand magus of some sort.
Grand Magus, fun, and I'm just like also speaking out loud as I'm slowly dissecting it more and more. Grand Magus. So someone extremely powerful decided to make this the way that they did, and it appears to have failed. So whatever they were trying to keep, I'm assuming got out.
Escaped with one of, you know, what happened to us happened. Because Asgard said before too, the statue eyes weren't like that. Hmm. Well, I guess I will exit on that note.
So it can't be opened?
It's not that it can't be opened. It was already opened.
It is. We shouldn't have been able to get in there.
Mystifying, I know. The person who broke the seal already came in and took what I was looking for.
Knowing that she is very cryptic sometimes in what she says. What were you looking for?
A relic.
What type of relic? Because now I'm kind of curiosity, because a relic that kind of sparked my curiosity.
The kind that was never supposed to leave home.
Ah, gotcha. Well, if that's what you're looking for. I don't mind helping.
Well, we don't know what it looks like, so we'll just we'll have to go on Nyx's word when they find it. But if it was taken, does that mean that we're gonna have to take it off somebody else?
I have a feeling I know who has it. It's finding that person that's the issue.
So many questions. I just don't know what to ask. I'm getting out of here. It's too dusty. I'm gonna sneeze.
We're outside already.
I'm getting further out of here. Guards are gonna take the lizard mounts and bring them to where we have decided to camp out. Or he's gonna take them to the well, so they can get water.
All right.
They need water?
They need water, right?
You did just empty your water skin.
Yes.
Well, didn't Guard already fill up his water skin again?
Yes,
Nick's
yes.
emptied hers trying to clean the soot off of the
It's true.
him.
Oh.
Yeah, but Nyx is not really worried about water.
Yeah, she comes from a place where they don't need. She's got sweatsuit. I imagine like the people from Dune. Think of Nyx.
Wow. Stereotyping,
My
I
eyes
see.
don't glow, but probably.
I forget what they're called.
Lisa Nalgib. My place also has like super drugs, spice. So it doesn't change anything. Guard will take the mounts to the well to get some water.
All right.
Nyx will follow if just for the change of scenery.
All right. You all gather around the well.
I will join.
All of us? It sounded like Erebus wanted to do something.
Well,
well,
No, I'll join.
Okay.
I feel like I was here 10 minutes ago.
Since there is a well and Nyx is here, she will refill her water skin.
All right. You do so. The mounts are also given their water for the day as well. Although they're like camels, they can go for days without water.
And the well will be here after we come back, too. At least that's what Guard assumes. We gotta hope no cataclysmic event changes the environment miles around like the Scorch.
This world is already pretty devastated, so. All right. Y'all gonna head out into the caldera now, or do you want to check out the city, the town more, or what? What's your guys' next steps?
I assume it's a little bit past midday now.
Yeah, I'd say probably like 3 or 4 ish now.
Okay. Is it cooler at night here?
I mean, you're actively near a volcano, so not really. But as I've mentioned a couple of times, you guys aren't really feeling the effects of the environment at the moment.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because of the
We don't know how long that
blessing.
blessing lasts, do we?
You do not.
Oh!
Oh no! I'm gonna wait, and also is it gonna drop as soon as we leave the area of the tree, or is it actually like? Is it individually on us, or is it in the area?
Hold
You have
on.
no idea.
Does guard glow a little bit as the blessing's on him?
No, the glowing faded away after that gust of wind, that initial gust of wind uh, that blew over all of you.
Bamboozled.
Let's see. I suppose we could always start taking a walk down. I would only have like 2 hours to explore before we'd have to come back, though.
You have all the time in the world. Even at night, this place is quite bright. However, once we enter, there's not many places to rest, so...
I don't know. I'm ready. I'm down. Or should we get a long rest? Then we already got a long rest, right? We're fine.
Personally, I'm eager for a challenge.
We didn't have to fight the giant robot, nor did we have to fight the dog, the dogfish. So
Hogfish.
it's called a gar. Gar is the fish.
Did we see a fish?
No.
It's just me. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I was like, huh?
Nyx will make her way over to the path down into the caldera and wait for the others to be ready to head out.
All right, so y'all gonna descend into the caldera then?
Yes.
Alrighty, let's go.
Our lizard friends, because they were built for this.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is where we will pick up next week then.
Yep.
Both Guard and Nyx, y'all can refresh your character sheets. I still need to add one thing to your inventory, Nyx, but I still have to make it. So.
Just a heads up. Greyhawk this week I can attend, but the week the 31st I cannot.
Okay. I also don't think we'll be doing Apollon on Wednesday because Stephanie is gone.
Where'd she go?
I don't know. She didn't specify. Just that she wouldn't be here on that day.
On forever?
That
No,
one can
just for
only
that
assume.
day. No.
That's what happens anytime anyone leaves my house. I'm just like, oh, they're gone forever now.
What type of memory is that called?
How was the session today? What do you feel about it?
I feel full of lore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
lore.
Ready to find a temple and punch a skeleton in the face. That was good though.
I enjoyed it. I'm just happy I was finally able
I
to
like the
talk
I like
about
the overworld building.
the thingy.
The vision in the night.
vision. Yes. Because it wasn't like I could have done it just about any time. It didn't make sense.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go say bye to stream and then I'll pop back over.
I am gonna go probably lay down because I gotta be back up to Layla at 7 and then Bellevue at 6. So I will catch you guys later.
On forever.
Later.
Peace.
See you around. I'll head out too.
Good
It's
night.
called, by the way, it's called object permanence.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Or in my case, object impermanence.
Impermanence. Indubitably.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I guess I'm gonna go save democracy for an hour before I go to sleep.
Okay.
I've been feeling that too. Bye bye.
Talk to y'all later.
Bye.
See ya.
All right. Well, there you go. Chapter 8. Finally going to descend into the caldera next week. I will see you all next time.